In this tutorial I will be explaining how to knit the quite complicated frog's foot. You join me on row 12 of the pattern for the frog's right leg. As you can see, I've already purled the first 19 stitches in yarn A, and now I need to purl 7 in yarn B, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we need to slip the next stitch on the left hand needle onto the right hand needle. Take the yarn back, slip the stitch back onto the left hand needle, bring the yarn forward and then turn the work. Then we need to knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we need to wrap the next stitch. So you take the stitch which is on the left hand needle, which just happens to be in yarn A, you wrap yarn B around, slip the stitch back and turn the work, like so. Now we need to purl 6. At this point I would recommend trying to pull the yarn as tightly as possible. So 1, the first stitch there, give it a good pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. Slip the next stitch, yarn back, slip it back onto the left hand needle, yarn forward, turn the work. Again, pulling the yarn quite tightly. And now we need to knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Slip the next stitch, yarn forward, back onto the left hand needle, yarn back. Now at this point you need to change to yarn A. So we're going to turn the work and now we're going to pick up yarn A, like so. Pulling yarn B forward like that, making sure it's all quite tight and the tension is quite even. Now with our yarn A we need to purl 4. So like so, just pick this yarn up and purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Slip the next stitch, wrap the yarn around, back onto the left hand needle, yarn forward, like so. Turn the work. And now we need to knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again, slip the next stitch, yarn forward, yarn back, turn the work. On this row we need to purl 4, but we also need to purl the bars. So first of all we'll purl the first 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and to hide the bar when you wrap a stitch you need to take the right hand needle, put it underneath the bar like so, and then knit the bar with the next purl stitch, and then that completely disguises the bar. So you just pick up the bar, go into the next stitch purlwise, then take the left hand needle and go under both stitches, the bar and the purl stitch, and then you just purl the two together like so. So take the yarn, wrap it around both and bring the yarn through and off the needle, and that completely helps to disguise the bar. Now we need to wrap the next stitch, so slip one, yarn around the needle like so, and slip it back onto the left hand needle. Pull quite tightly and turn the yarn once again. And now we need to knit 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and with the next stitch, as you can see, there is a bar. So once again you need to knit the bar with the stitch to disguise the bar. So pick up the bar like so, then go into the next stitch knitwise so that you have the bar and the stitch on your right hand needle. Take the yarn through the stitch and then pass the bar over like so. And pull the yarn to even out the tension. Now we need to wrap the next stitch. So onto the right hand needle, yarn forward, take the stitch back, yarn back, turn the work like so. Now we need to purl 6. So pull in the yarn quite tightly once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the next stitch. But on this stitch we actually need to knit 2 bars. So you've got a bar at the bottom here in yarn B, and then you have a bar on top of that in yarn A. So you actually need to take the right hand needle, firstly put it under the bar at the bottom in yarn B, and then under the next bar which is in yarn A like so, and you pick up both bars on the right hand needle. Then you need to pass the right hand needle through the next stitch, pop that onto the right hand needle with the 2 bars. Then you need to purl all 3 together. So you simply take the left hand needle, pop it through the stitch and the 2 bars, wrap the yarn around and bring the yarn through all 3 like so. Pull the yarn to even out the tension and then wrap the next stitch. Turn the work, and now we need to knit 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, and on this stitch once again there are 2 bars, one in yarn B and one in yarn A, and you need to knit those 2 bars with the next stitch to disguise the bars. So once again take your needle under the first bar, then the second bar like so, then take your right hand needle through the next stitch, and I like to do this in 2 stages as I find it a bit easier. So first of all I bring the yarn around, take the stitch over like so, then I pick up the 2 bars and I pass them over the yarn as well like so, and then pull tightly to even out the tension, and then we need to wrap the next stitch, and then we need to turn the work once more. like so. At this point we actually need to purl 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At this point we need to knit the 2 bars again. So once again you take the right hand needle and you have the 2 bars, and you need to put the tip of the right hand needle through the first bar, then the second bar to pick up the both bars, like so. Then take the right hand needle and insert it purlwise into the next stitch. Then purl the stitch and the 2 bars together. So take the yarn around and bring all 3 off the right hand needle, and then we need to purl the next stitch as well, because we need to purl 9 stitches in yarn A. Now at this point we need to change to yarn B and purl another 7 stitches. So here we go, we've still got yarn B here from before, so we can simply pick that yarn up and bring it over and just simply purl the next 7 stitches, pulling the yarn quite tight to even out the tension, like so. So purl the next 7 stitches, in yarn B, and once again you need to wrap and turn, and then you go back up to the top of row 12 where it says knit 7, and you just continue and make the next toe in the same way as you did the first one. I have knitted all 3 toes, and you now join me on row 13 of the pattern, and I've knitted the first 6 stitches, so now we need to knit this next one, so that's knit 7, like so, and then we need to knit 2 together, knit 3, SSK, and then we need to knit the next 2 stitches. But as you can see, on the next stitch there are 2 bars, so once again we need to pick up the 2 bars like so onto the right hand needle, then put the right hand needle into the next stitch, wrap the yarn around, take the stitch off the right hand needle, and then pick up the 2 yarns and pass them off the right hand needle too, and then you just need to pull all the yarns to even out the tension. So we need to knit the next stitch, and then you just follow the pattern like so. So knit 2, knit 3 SSK, and finish the row. And as you can see, by knitting the bars of the wrap stitches you can achieve quite a neat finish.